Welcome students to today's session. We are going to do chapter 3, synthetic fibers and plastics. In your last year, you have studied a lesson fiber to fabric, and in that we have studied two types of natural fibers, cotton and jute. This year we are going to study about synthetic fibers. Fabrics that we use in our house and articles that we use in our house are made from fibers obtained from either natural or artificial source. There are many common articles made from fibers in your house. Make a list of them and separate them out into the ones made from natural fibers and the ones made from artificial fibers. After doing this, complete the entries in table 3.1 in your textbook, page number 32. This will prove to be a very interesting activity for you. This particular lesson, we will look into the different types of synthetic fibers, how they are made and what their uses are. What are natural and synthetic fibers? Fibers obtained from nature are called as natural fibers. The source could be plant or animal. Plant fibers are cotton, jute, coir, etc. Animal fibers are wool and silk. The fibers made by man in factories are called as synthetic fibers. Example, nylon, rayon, polyester, polysilk, etc. Read this as. Now let us see how a synthetic fiber is made. You are going to get introduced to two different terms, new ones, monomer and polymer. A monomer is a unit which have got one single unit or made from more than one subunit or one subunit. This is called as a monomer. You can see this particular monomer is made up of one unit black and two units of white. This is a monomer, a small molecule made with three subunits of a particular substance. This is called as a monomer. A single unit of a chemical substance is called as a monomer. This monomer can be made with the subunits either 3, 4 or 5 depending on what the substance is. A polymer is made up of many small repeated units of the same substance. So this is a polymer of this particular monomer. This is a polymer of the monomer you see above. So it will be linked continuously and a long chain will be formed, like how you put beads in a long string. One single bead is a monomer, and if you put the beads in a long string, it becomes a polymer. So that is the difference between a monomer and a polymer. So this is how polymers are made, and most of the synthetic fabrics or fibers are made as polymers of single units called monomers. What are the examples of monomers? Some are glucose, ethine, ester, etc. A polymer of the same will be cellulose, polythene and polyester respectively. The polymer of the same monomer is written down. These are examples. This is how you differentiate between a monomer and a polymer. We will look into the first artificial fabric, that is rayon. A very interesting fabric this is. It has got the sheen and texture of silk. Rayon was introduced because silk natural silk which is obtained from silkworms was very costly, number one. Number two is it was difficult to maintain because it was a natural product and it used to be subjected to silverfish. Means it used to be attacked and destroyed by silverfish, a small insect which destroys cloths. And it also involves the killing of silkworms. So people found because of all these reasons, silk was little far away to purchase and use with so many hurdles, and hence was discovered rayon by treatment of wood pulp. Rayon is made by chemical treatment of wood pulp. So the fibers of rayon that were made had a texture similar to that of silk. So it was very interesting and it could be colored and dyed into very beautiful colors. It had got the silky sheen. So it was difficult to differentiate between rayon and silk when you just look it from far. It was cheaper than silk and can be colored and woven into fabrics. Rayon mixed with cotton is made for making bed sheets, and when it is mixed with wool, it is used for making carpets. These, the next fiber that you're going to study is nylon, a very revolutionary and interesting discovery. Nylon is purely artificial, made from coal, water, and air. These are the constituents which make the are used for making nylon. It is the strongest fiber, elastic, and light in weight. I think are about more than 60% of materials that you use are made from nylon. It is used for making socks, ropes, tents, toothbrush, car seat belts, sleeping bags, curtains, parachutes, parts of car. So end number of uses for this particular nylon, even your ribbons. So nylon had revolutionized the field of synthetic fiber usage and manufacture. It is very strong, tough, elastic, and light. All the combinations put together. Nylon was a very interesting discovery. We start our day with using a nylon bristled toothbrush. Let us perform an activity to check the tensile strength of fibers. Tensile strength is the capacity to withstand breakage. Let us find tensile strength of four different fibers, like for example, cotton, wool, silk, and nylon. We have to take around 10 centimeter length of these fibers and tie it to an iron stand with a clamp, as it is shown in the diagram. The thread should be tied to the iron stand at the base. You should have a pan attached to it where you can place weights conveniently. Add on weights to the setup and note at what weight the thread breaks. We'll first do it with cotton thread. You can see the thread breaks with 80 grams. The woolen thread is to be taken next. Repeat the activity using woolen thread. You can see it breaks at 45 grams. Next, we have to use the silk thread. It breaks at 20 grams. And then nylon thread. It breaks with 110 grams. So, we will find that the silk thread has the lowest tensile strength and the nylon thread has the highest tensile strength. Please record this activity in your notebook and write it down in the index to draw the diagram neatly. Thank you for attending today's session.